This is Jess with Tract, and this video is about Culls, and specifically the scenario where you get called on a ticket, but you still get paid for that call, but just at a reduced rate. So a couple different ways we can handle that. So the first way I want to demonstrate is as you enter the ticket. So let's just say we entered this ticket and we click back on it, and you can scroll down and see that the total tons was 28, but then minus the call was 27 and a half. And so we got paid 27 and a half for our full rate of $40 per ton. And we want to enter, or we want to show and enter an amount of, let's say, for example, we're going to get paid for half a ton, so the rest of the coal, at $20 per ton instead of the 40. So the way to handle that is probably the easiest way. You can enter a blank transaction here if you want to, but since everything's going to be the same here on this transaction, we really just want to copy this. So if we click on edit and then we click copy transaction, this is going to duplicate that transaction. And all we want to do is, because the date, the company, account, you could change the account if you like to categorize Culls under a different account, but if you want to keep it the same, so we just want to change the units, 0.5, and then we're going to change the rate to whatever rate we get paid for those Culls, and then we can just save it, and that takes us back to our ticket. And so now we can see we have a $40 per ton at the 27.5 units, and then $20 a ton at for the half a ton Cull. So we still got paid for it, but just at the reduced rate. Now the other way we can handle this is, I'm going to go ahead and edit this and just delete it so that we're not here, is on your mill reconciliation. So when the mill pays you and you're going to reconcile that ticket, we're going to go under the reconciliation. Let's go ahead and create a reconciliation so that we can see it. Now, none of this other stuff really matters, so we're just going to plug in some random values to get our reconciliation going. Okay, and the ticket we were looking at was this ticket with this number Cull. And so there's our $40 at 27.5 tons. And basically this is the same thing we just did on the ticket, but we're doing it from the reconciliation page. So what we're going to do is we're going to say split. And what it does is it kind of the same thing. It just duplicates that transaction. And then you need to tell it $20 at half a ton. So there we got the full tons of 28. And it's showing that we get the $1,100 for the full rate and then $10 that we're getting paid for the coal. And then you would mark these off as being reconciled. And by the way, this would show up the same way if you did it at the ticket level. So those are two ways to handle the coal. Let us know if you got any questions.